What up? This is your boy Divine Thought telling you what it is, what it ain't, and what it look like. Just want to talk to y'all today about BJ Hill. You see that right there? 2 sacks. Guess how many snaps did BJ Hill played this past Sunday? 17. Now, I don't expect BJ Hill to get 2 sacks every week. I don't expect BJ Hill to be a double-digit sack player. But what I do expect is for DJ Hill to be disruptive. Larry O and Joby, destructive. Mess things up inside. You've seen his pass rush. Want to give a shout out to him. DJ Reader, solid as always. Just a bear against the run. Seeing him just pushing offensive linemen into the backfield, standing double teams up. DJ Reader, man, we really got a good defensive lineman in DJ Reader. And Josh Tupou. Josh showed that he could push the pocket. Remember last year, Josh didn't play because of the COVID situation. He sat the year out last year. And we suffered. We could have really used him last year. But, I understand why he took the year off. There's no hate coming from me on that. But our defensive tackle depth is absolutely amazing. I love it. And then we got the old vet sitting on the practice squad right now, and Daniels, who can come in. And we haven't even talked about our 4th-round draft pick in Tyler Shelvin. Now, I think Tyler Shelvin, he has some technique work, and I think he needs to lose about 10, 15 pounds to fully fulfill his potential on the field. But that's solid. I am concerned about our defensive end depth, and I'm hoping that Kareem will be back within the next few weeks, because I believe this year, with the depth that we have, I believe Kareem can show out this year. I see Kareem as a Frosty Rucker type with a little more disruptive ability. I think he can give us 6 to 6.5 sacks a season and be very solid against the run. I was not impressed. Now, I haven't been impressed with Wyatt Ray. I think those 12 snaps that he had should have went to Hodge. Hodge only had 1 snap, this game, which is pretty surprising. Hubbard, he was solid versus the run as usual, but Hubbard is not a pass rusher. I think on third downs we need to have somebody else out there with some teeth, to help pass rush, because Hendricks is legit. I must admit, I was wrong on Hendricks. I love Carl Lawson. Thought Carl Lawson was that dude. Just didn't have nobody else on the line to help him. But Hendricks, he showed out. He was very disruptive on the field, causing destruction back there in the backfield. So I really love the motor and the quick first step and the hand movement, man. He has hand-to-hand combat skills that I was really surprised. I've seen him do it on some highlight films or whatnot, but he consistently dogged Hill from the Vikings. Man, Hill looked like that was Bobby Hart reincarnated or something. He looked like Bobby Hart this past Sunday, man. Like, that dude was horrible. So now we got next week, we have coming up the Chicago Bears. And hopefully they start Andy Dalton. I don't really want to see Justin Fields on the field. I'd rather see Andy Dalton, because we know what to expect from Andy. And their offensive line is just as terrible, if not worse, than the Minnesota Vikings offensive line. So I can really see us winning that game big. I'm looking at something like 33-14 type, 33-7. As far as our offensive line, I believe if we clean up, because I believe 3 of the sacks were due to communication. I believe if we clean that up, we will be solid. I give Trey Hopkins a pass because he did just come off of this injury. I believe Pollock is going to get him right. And I saw flashes of Xavier in the run game. There were some things that I saw in the pass game that concerned me with him as well. Quentin Spain was solid. Our 2 tackles were lights out. Jonah Williams, I think he may be one of the best tackles in the NFL this year if he stays healthy. That added weight and plus going back to that technique that he had at Alabama, man, he had Hunter on lockdown. Hunter couldn't sniff the quarterback. The only reason he got a sack is because he was going against Sample. That's the only reason he got a sack. He was going against a tight end. Other than that, he couldn't sniff the quarterback. Michael Pierce dominated our inside, mainly Trey Hopkins. But like I said, I believe that Pollock could get Trey Hopkins right. Our secondary was solid, other than the sour apple. I, for the life of me, don't know why Lou is keeping him out there. He is really a liability. I believe if the Vikings were smart, they would have kept attacking him. But apparently they wasn't smart enough to keep doing that. So hopefully next week we can see more Darius Phillips or Jalen Davis out there. If Eli Apple struggles again, because Lou already said that he's going to be starting him again. Our 3 safeties is rock solid. Rock solid. I said before, and I will say it again, I believe we have possibly the best safety trio in the NFL. In the NFL, Ricardo Allen was very solid, and we already know what we can expect from Bell and Bates. Awuzie, very solid game for Awuzie. Yeah, he allowed a couple passes, but he was right there for the majority of them. Awuzie, he has been a pleasant surprise to me. Absolutely. Pleasant surprise. Hilton was solid. But the thing that we knew would be a struggle for Hilton is being in man-to-man coverage for a long period of time. We knew that. So that 1 touchdown that Thiessen got on him is not a big surprise, because I know what his strength is, Hilton's strength is. And I believe with the questions that we have at defensive end with his Hilton's blitzing ability, I think that's going to help us in the long run. Also, shout out to the linebackers. All 3 of them played awesome. All 3 of them. I believe that we need to blitz Gaithers more. I believe that Gaithers, because he did that at Appalachian State. He played that line. You know what I mean? I believe Gaithers, if we blitz him more, I believe we can put more pressure on there. I think Lou needs to continue to be aggressive, and I think he needs to blitz our linebackers a little bit more, especially if we're going to have Hubbard on the field. Because if we can blitz somebody from the side of Hubbard to help him to get off the line, or just take advantage of all the extra attention that Hendrickson is going to get, we will be fine. Like I said, the interior line, I believe, the interior defensive line, I believe that we're going to continuously stuff the run and put pressure on the quarterback. But I'm very impressed with our win this week. Very impressed. There are some things that I believe that we need to chalk away. Like, we're not going to do that anymore. Like some of those, that 4th and 1, when we were up 21-7, I believe we shouldn't be that aggressive, even though our defense was playing lights out. But I think Joe Burrow looks solid. He was able to navigate through the pocket and look for his second and third options. He didn't let the pressure, get to him. If we remember when Carson came back from his knee injury, he was very jittery out there. And then he went from being one of the top 3 quarterbacks in the NFL to being pick 6 Carson. and seeing that Joe Burrow seemed to have already overcome that obstacle. Yeah, that's good. I think we need to look for Tyler Boyd more. I think CJ Uzama. I think there were some points in the game that TJ had a step or two on the linebacker that Joe could have exploited. Um, but I was very glad to see that last play that he dropped, that Joe Burrow dropped in CJ Uzama's basket for us to get within field goal range. Um, I expect a big year out of T. Higgins. I truly believe that he's going to lead our team in receptions this year and in yards. Definitely. I think Tyler Boyd may lead us in reception, but yards, I really believe that T. Higgins is going to lead us in yards. Chase, shut the haters down. Hi, haters. Shut them down. 101 yards. I would like to see them, run a little bit more slants and zigzags with him. So maybe some comebacks, some back shoulder throws. But I am really impressed with Chase. I wasn't concerned with him and his drops in preseasons because I know that he didn't have a history of that at LSU. He took the year off, and I knew he was going to take him some time to get back into game, uh, not game shape, but game preparation. So I'm very glad to see him excel the way that he did. And I would like to see Auden Tate out there more than Michael Thomas. I don't know what they got against Auden Tate, but if you're not going to play him, just cut the man. Let him go on and get somewhere else. I mean, it's ridiculous to have a 6'5" monster out there. Yeah, he can't separate, but if you throw that ball up there, his length, his size, and his catch radius, he's a problem. Using more. I don't understand that. I definitely don't understand the fascination with Mike Thomas. Don't get it. But anyway, that's Divine Thought. Who they? I'm here to tell you what it is, what it ain't, what it look like. On to 2-0, hopefully. Peace.